when you work with Salman, Katrina, do you think that's some battle won?
Like Katrina has her own fans who kind of, really want to see her the way they want to see her. And of course, there's Salman. Salman is a huge superstar. I mean, we don't, none of us need to talk about that. They are equally very emotional about them, as artists.
Salman is a huge star. He has a huge following. He's not exactly a dancer. How tough it is to get him to do these steps.
Yeah, I would not do something which doesn't suit his temperament, his innate ability to dance. Like I've seen him dance in so many of our get-togethers and parties, and when he's really having a great time and a good time, and his steps, and he goes into a mood. You must observe that. I love to observe.
Talking about Katrina separately, what is her process?
बस कर Katrina. अब तू घर जा. अब कोई stress मत ले. Now just relax, take it easy. You've done it enough number of times. You've done enough number of rehearsals. Now just own it and feel it and enjoy yourself.
Resham Rang became so popular. This is already caught on. I was also going through comments on YouTube and everywhere. What is the biggest validation, biggest thing that gives you happiness?
I am frankly very detached from both. Praise and criticism. Because if I get attached to either of them, I will not be able to.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. So what do? You stay disconnected. You appreciate. Acha bola, acha bach gaya, chalo, thank you. Hi, this is Vaibhavi Merchant and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Vaibhavi, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. This is an interview I've been longing to do for a long time. I won't say how many years, but it's nice to have you, and I really request you should do this often.
Thank you. I am extremely elated to sit in front of you, Rohit. I'm seeing you after like ages and eons. I know we've met after too long, and I've not done this for a very, very long time myself. I agree. And I'm partly to be blamed for it. But thankfully, because it's you, I think it's the pleasure's doubled for me.
I'm so happy to hear that. From the time we used to meet and till now, firstly, how has your industry changed? What has come? What are the new things that you have adapted to and you're still learning?
Wow. Yeah. So I would start with the latter comment of yours, still learning. I'm also still learning and discovering the fact that, of course, when I started off, like every generation, like somebody who's entering the industry, and I entered the industry when I was only 17, right? All of 17. So the naivety, the innocence, the discovery aspect of it. And, we're also the generation who didn't have YouTube then, right? So lack of information. And today, if you kind of surpass all of that, you see the amount of information there is. I mean, you would have a 5-year-old tell you today what to do and how it is done, and all of that. They're quite inept in doing all of that than my generation, I guess. But I think there is a certain how should I put it? Like there is certain emotion with which we kind of all of us worked with. There was a certain being in touch system we followed at one point. We didn't have WhatsApps then, but we always were physically present. So apart from that, I think today I would also give it to the social media where everything is out there. तुमको मतलब घर से बाहर निकलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. You're there in the house and you have it all. But coming back to the question you asked me about the film industry, nothing has really changed as much. I think we were crazy back then. We are crazier now. I think we are as mad as we could be, and that's the only way to do what we do. And of course, the films have changed, budgets have changed, the spectrum has changed, the actors have changed, and there is so many talented people. The volume of work has changed, and you see the influx right from OTT to theatrical releases. Of course, we've all been part of the theatre generation, like the first day, first show, tickets black mein milti thi, that ek ka 10 ka ek, all of that. You stopped listening to all those murmurs. But I think slowly and steadily, I feel history repeats itself. And I think we're heading back.
To that.
I think it's coming back.
Right. For me, what a Vaibhavi Merchant would bring to the table is something original every time. The steps, the choreography, everything. now a 15-year-old can log on to YouTube and say how to become this thing,
Yeah.
and how you could just take dance steps from somewhere in Korea, somewhere someone has done it, and you just lift it and just make it your own until someone realizes.
Yes.
You think you all had it tougher?
My God, such a lovely question you've asked me, and I think that's why I'm sitting here today because of this question. No, actually, yes, it did engage us and challenged us, wherein we did not have any references.
Okay.
We never had any
Yeah.
reference books. All our references actually came from books. It came from the Black Book. It came from works that maybe people in the musical industry did, or for that matter, for me, my inspiration has always been the black and white era, or for that matter, even the Bob Fosse or Ziegfeld, like Follies. So the golden 50s and the 60s and the 40s era of musicals, that's entertainment. So we had very limited access, but it's great today that all these kids today who want to branch out into professions such as dancing, and whether it's classical, contemporary, modern, Western, you name it, and it's not only for the privileged children, people who can afford those classes. It's great that even at the grassroots levels, if you see some groups who really are really making a lot for themselves with that information out there. So I think let's see it both as a boon. I would not see it as something I lacked, because that only engaged my mind, and that's where the training came in from, being the OG, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I come to Tiger 3, I have one more question is, do you think, again, you all didn't even have reality shows. Now you think, would you tell someone, is it a good platform if someone wants to come and showcase their talent? They live in different towns,
That's
different
true.
cities. It's at least one place they can come, or what is your view?
I think everything for that matter. See, even for the kids who can make it to the reality shows, and there
that's
are
also
lots of
cut.
people who don't make it.
Correct. Yeah.
So the competition is so high.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe that if you've not made it to the top 10 or to the top 20, usually it starts with the top 20,
Correct.
and from there it's the top 5 and the top 1, 2, 3, and then of course the winner. But I think even there is so much talent. There's an abundance of talent in this country, whether it's music, whether it's dance, whether it's arts and culture, whether it's sculpture, painting, handicrafts, handlooms, you name it. There's so much, and there are so many avenues opening up. Currently, like even in the entire culture of theatre, not just films and cinema. I'm talking about television, I'm talking about theatre. We have a beautiful center has come up, the NMACC, all of those. These are avenues for a lot of artists to come and express themselves.
Nice.
And all an artist needs is a platform to express, right?
True.
So I just feel forever, like, that's partly why I've stopped doing these reality shows, because it's disheartening and it's heartbreaking to see all those others who are standing and queuing up, who don't make it. But I just I really want to tell them that, life, I never made it to any competitions. I've competed, but I never even ranked top 5, I guess. But look where I'm here today. So there is never an end to this journey. There's never an end to learning, and there's never an end to success.
Nice.
You can keep moving, keep growing, be passionate about it, be sincere to what you're doing, stay disciplined. That's all you need to
These are very important basics.
Yeah, just that. Just have that and you will reach. Don't be disheartened. And, just this generation, like, I just believe that, like, it's also people need those quick fixes, Aaj Instagram with the gratification that they get. So they shouldn't get addicted. Like, follow that center path. Don't get too invested in that. Don't get too invested in what people are trying to perceive you as. Don't make perceptions. Make them your realities.
Right. What you said so far will be really helpful to people who are interested in dance. Coming to this big release, when you choreograph, when you work with Salman, Katrina, is half battle won because they are stars, because you have the eyeballs, people go in because they love them, they're going with a mindset of liking them. Do you think that's some battle won, some part of it won?
Of course. I mean, there are stages to it. Of course, there is a fandom that they all possess. But they are diehard fans. Like Katrina has her own fans who kind of, really want to see her the way they want to see her. And of course, there's Salman. Salman is a huge superstar. I mean, we don't, none of us need to talk about that.
Right.
But coming back from there, and they are equally very emotional about them, you know, as artists. And like, you know, if they feel, अरे वो गाने में, you know, sir ने वैसा shirt पहना था और वो dance step किया था, you know, if you read the comments, and which I do, I love to keep up with it, and I like to know what people say, and I love sometimes the suggestions come in aggression at times. The suggestions come at very gentle notes and timid notes, which are also appreciated. Then there are the seniors, you know, the ones who have been those diehard fans who feel, who will just bring you down to the ground and how.
How could you do this?
How could you do this with him? So I'm very wary of this. So firstly, of course, when they stand in front of your frame, half the battle is won for me, because he's excruciatingly good looking. No, Salman, you put him on any camera, like, like there's a camera angle here. I'm just wondering, should I keep my chin down so my double chin doesn't reflect? But with Salman, you don't have to worry. Kahin bhi rakh lo camera, he'll look fabulous. And of course, with Katrina, you see her in full figure tight shots. If you see the number of close-ups versus the full figure tight shots, because she's an entirety, you know, she's the diva, she's a goddess in front of a frame. And when both of them come together, of course, there is an ease, there's an understanding, there's a chemistry between the two characters. And because this is the trilogy, like this is Tiger 3, they know the characters better than anyone does. And in this case, of course, with all the three tigers, and like we've kind of, like our hands have kind of fit into the gloves, very slipped in very easily for them and for us. So it's both. It's both challenging, because the challenging aspect of it is ab kya?
Right. Yeah, that's true. So and the big question.
Yeah, and the ease aspect of it is, okay, fine, we're all coming back together. Now, how do we crack this? How do we do this? And how do we make this hopefully even better, if not better?
Right. You know, talking individually about them, Salman is a huge star. He has a huge following. He's not exactly a dancer. He pulls off a lot of things. You all make him dance. He does great steps, and his steps catch on. Dunya copy karti hai.
Correct.
How tough it is to to get him to do these steps, and also, is he, after all these years, is it easy to convince him to do something? If you have something in mind, will he just do it, or it's a balance you have to strike?
You know, so firstly, I think as a choreographer, firstly, and this I would also say to aspiring choreographers out there who want to someday make it, that film choreography as a subject is very constructed to the storyline, to the script, and to the actor. You must keep in mind who you're choreographing for. It doesn't matter कि वैभवी रूम में क्या डांस कर रही है, मुझे कितने स्टेप्स आते हैं, कि देखो मेरे स्टेप्स कितने अच्छे हैं जो मुझ पे सूट करेंगे as a choreographer or as a dancer, but it may not look good on the actor. So it's your responsibility firstly to keep that in mind. It's like bespoke, right? Like if a suit is made for me, it will fit me better than anybody else. So that's how you must approach film choreography, and that's how I approach all my choreographies, whether it's for whichever film. Like I would choreograph for Salman differently versus another actor. Now coming back to Salman, because I go back eons even with him. Like I've known his comfort zones, I've known his... Yeah, I would not do something which doesn't suit his temperament, his innate ability to dance. Like I've seen him dance in so many of our get-togethers and parties, and you know, when he's really having a great time and a good time, and you know, his steps, and you know, he goes into a mood. You must observe that. I love to observe. I love to read. I love to observe his body language and all of that. And you know, if I start giving him these breakbeat steps and all of that, it's not going to work on him. That's not him. That's not his temperament. So I really don't see any difficulty, honestly, when I'm choreographing any actor for that matter. Because I just find the ability to remain silent and be quiet and observe them as part of my first homework or first just putting it together. My first part of choreographing is to be silent and observe. That's it.
Right. You know, dance does require a lot of practice as well.
Yes.
Is he someone who puts in that much, or is his thing mostly done on the set and taught this is what you have to do?
He's done it for so many years. You'll be shocked if he has to even go on live.
Wow, he can do it.
He will come in an hour early. He will get his steps. He's got an elephant's memory.
Wow.
He just gets it like that. He's very sharp. He's done it for so many years.
Yeah, that's true. He just
like
knows.
literally, if I have to tell you the first sequence that we started for the Tiger 3 Leke Prabhu Ka Naam song, I remember his car pulling up to the location where we were, which was at the Love Valley. And it was hot, right? And he's sitting in his car and he's watching from inside. The dancers are on mark. He's opened the door of the car. He's stepped out. There has been an uproar because all those dancers went ballistic looking at him, and they knew that now he's going to be standing. So the number of cheers my assistant got, you multiply that into, I don't know, a gazillion.
Wow.
And he's just walked. And now I'm walking from my monitor because I know he's in my frame in the car. And he's walked out. He's checked the step out. He's told the assistant, do it twice. And he's like, take. That's him.
Yeah, that's
a
amazing.
star.
Yeah, the
That's
way
like
you say it, I can picturize it fully.
He's just come, he's like, take. And then you're rolling.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Amazing.
So there's no art. So it depends on what time. Now, if there is a sequence where he needs to really do something out of his craft or out of his zone, then of course he preps.
Okay.
So he's not a brat when it comes to his work. No, that's not
Good
what
to
he
hear
is.
that.
No, he's not a brat. At least not on my sets, Baba.
Okay.
He loves me a lot
Right.
to be a brat with me.
Right.
I think I love him equally, and it's that love, it's that madness. And it's that passion with which we kind of do. And he knows that, you know, ये जिंकू is my pet name. ये जिंकू अभी ये मेहनत कराएगी, तो चुपचाप कर लो और चल जाओ.
Good, but that's why, you know, when you work with him and he works with you, it shows on
Yeah,
screen. That's
there's
why
a
it shows.
comfort.
Talking about Katrina separately, you know, she puts in, I've heard, I don't know, she
lot.
puts in a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to pull off a Kamali song, like, you know, this is the studio where she's done some exceptional steps. You all have worked together. What is her process?
Her process is where I have to tell her, bas kar Katrina, ab tu ghar ja, ab koi stress mat le. Now just relax, take it easy. You've done it enough number of times. You've done enough number of rehearsals. Now just own it and feel it and enjoy yourself. Like she comes with a lot of her energies, her anxieties. You know, everything needs to be in place, right from her hair to her makeup, to her shoes, to her accessories. And she'll keep, she wants validation. She needs constant validation from you. Like everything is fine, everything is in check and all of that. But I enjoy that as well because she's, because I've, again with her, like when we did the first song together, I think my first song with Katrina was Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Right. So that's my first song with her. And we really enjoyed the process. And of course, Kamli, she had to really put in a lot. And that was tough, you know, physically also. And now with Leke Prabhu Ka Naam, you know, we've kind of eased towards it. And, you know, she still switches that anxiety button within her, inside her. And then we again come back to it and calm down till it's done. It's until it's over and done with and it's canned.
Right.
Like she'll be at it. She'll constantly make sure she'll question you. She'll again question you. She'll doubt you. She'll ask you again. You think this is okay? You think that is fine?
Nice.
So that's nice.
Nice.
You know,
That's very nice. That's
her restlessness kind of also engages me, and Salman's calmness soothes me, I guess.
That's true. You know, Tiger is such a big franchise. It has a huge following. These two individuals are completely different when you're working with them, right? They have very different styles.
Yeah, them and a lot of other temperaments on sets, whether it's the director, whether it's the DOP, whether it's the production designer, whether it's the local production designers, whether they're dancers, whether the lighting teams, you know, everything changes, everything flips. Everything is in a constant mode of change, right? So I can't say, because it's Tiger, it's not the same. I mean, it's a different film, it's a different the tonality of the movie is different, and the approach is different, and so you kind of cater to the tonality of that film.
Right. You know, sometimes songs are a part of the story. Sometimes they're just thrown in. You have to do both because wherever, do you have to do both? Sometimes
I have stopped doing those ones, I think. I think people don't ask me to do them only anymore. I think the ones that are just thrown in.
thrown in the movie.
I don't know which one was the last one I did like that. But yes, I understand your point. Yeah, there are those But I don't
You
think
don't want-
we engage, like, I don't think, in YRF at least, I've never had to face
that.
any of those thrown in one songs, you know, they don't work.
They don't
I don't think they work anymore.
Okay.
In fact, I am the first one to say, why are you doing this song? You don't
You will
need
say
it.
that?
Yes, of course. I'm brutally honest. What happens is, I don't think over the years I've become politically correct. I think I've just become brutally honest.
That comes with
But
experience.
also
You know
with
what's
experience
best,
and
yeah.
also with a lot of, and I'm not saying it from a space of arrogance. I'm only saying it from a space of
Good intention.
wanting to
Correct.
intention and wanting to protect the film. If and that should always be the case. You know, I like to be involved in this entire story, screenplay. Like, I seldom get informed just the situation of a song unless it's an end credit number.
Right, yeah.
Right, where I.
But don't your producers ever tell you कि गाना तो डालना ही है, picture है, 6 गाने होने चाहिए, one of
No,
those things?
I've stopped interacting with those producers, Rohit. Just like we've met after years ago.
yeah.
I've had that journey
Yeah,
and I don't have that anymore.
Right.
I
So you
guess.
do choose the kind of work you will do. You have
Yes,
reached a
I
point.
need to choose the kind of work I do because I do the work because it comes from my heart. I'm not only trying to, make sure that my bank balance is all there. Luckily I've been blessed with that, and I'm very happy. I'm a very easy go lucky kind of a person. I'm not too ambitious.
Right.
And I'm not extremely like अभी ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, ये करोड़ के क्लबों में जाना है and all of that. I don't care about all of that. I need to go back to normalcy. I need to go back to simplicity. I need to go back to all of that to be able to come back doing better in my work, and that's my focus, and that's all I care about.
That's what's kept you sane so far.
Yes, I hope, I hope that keeps me sane for long because I get bored with my own work very easily. Rohit. I can't go back and repeat another Kajrare, or for that matter, Mashallah, or for that matter, Besharam Rang, or for that matter, Swag Se Swagat, and all the other song numbers I've done so far in these years, and I'm being very. And I say with utmost humility that I need to feel excited about the project, the film that I'm doing, and the people I'm working with.
People you're working with. Very important. So my question was, when a song is a part of a story, say Besharang Rang comes at a very important point. It's like Deepika's introduction, and literally we don't know much about this character. What about this? And where do you start? Do you listen to the story, the concept, and that's how you'll work with the director?
So the spy universe, Rohit, is it's a very closed door affair. I just want to tell you that the spy universe scripts are kept at a very closed door affairs, which is great because not many people should know about it. Because the spy universe or for the action universe, I've been also the part of my first project with Yashraj Films has been the first Dhoom. That's the first film I ever came with, So we started it back then, right? So I have kind of figured my way out into understanding.
Trust each other also,
we have that trust with each other, and I just get informed what I need. I only need to be informed what the sequence is and what the situation, and if that is a meet cute, then therefore it's a meet cute. But here, in the case of Tiger and Zoya, I already know that the relationship has progressed to becoming husband and wife, and now with a child. So you kind of understand the logistics and the requirement to that particular song.
Okay.
Now, also the positioning of the song in the film. So I also do know where it's positioned and how it's positioned, and I do land up seeing a couple of scenes prior.
You will read, or director will narrate you, or how?
No, I do read. I prefer reading most of the times. I also get narrated, but spy universes are never narrated. They're, again, like I said, closed doors. I just see a couple of scenes prior, and then I know where it has to land, and that's
so you know only that part?
That's it.
Wow.
It's like if you ask me right now, what's क्या होता है Tiger 3 में? I know you won't ask me that question, but I really don't know.
You really don't know.
Because I also let them know that, listen, I want to enjoy the film. I want to come as an audience. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
It's a killjoy if you know the story and all of that.
Most of the times you don't know. Right. When you're watching, like say Besham Rang became so popular, this is already caught on. I was also going through comments on YouTube and everywhere. What is the biggest validation, biggest thing that gives you happiness?
I think just the fact that the audience today appreciate your work. It's tough, to get that appreciation in today's day and age where everybody's a critic, everybody has a voice, and everybody wants to say what they felt.
Anyone can comment.
And everybody can comment. and everyone can say, and if you've reached a point where unanimously people, a majority of people, of course you'll still get told what was not great, which is also good, which can also be a learning.
Right.
So I am frankly very detached from both praise and criticism. Because if I get attached to either of them, I will not be able to.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. So what do?
Yeah.
You stay disconnected. You
Nice.
appreciate, acha bola, acha bach gaya, chalo, thank you. You gracefully do a namaskar and say thank you God, and you move on to the next one.
Right.
And if they've really hammered you and told you, acha, they didn't like it, okay, no problems, I'll do better.
Right. That's the best attitude to have. I just have a few more questions. One is, where does Vaibhavi Merchant learn and better her craft? Because you know, the minute people recruit you and hire you and there's a contact, they're like, now she'll come and do some magic and there'll be great steps. Where do these steps come from?
You know what? They come in this very room that we are sitting right now and discussing this.
Magic happens here?
Yeah, it all happens here. You're all part of this magical space at Yashraj Studios, 4th floor rehearsal hall. And now it's a 2.0 version. They've changed it.
Yes, this is all new.
And it's all new and it's refurbished and it's all great looking. But it happens here, and it happens. I don't even listen to the song like some hajar times. Like I kind of have now, I listen to it in the car because I stay at Shivaji Park. For me, it's a long drive. So 40 minutes, 30 minutes I reach. And I now feel it should be instinctive. So I stand and I wear my dancing shoes. And I just have these brilliant assistants who catch on to whatever I'm doing. So I start to flow, move, groove. I just feel वो सोच के नहीं आता, वो दिल से आना चाहिए.
But you won't watch other things, other countries.
No,
like, क्या चल रहा है आज? क्या चल रहा है आजकल? क्या लोग enjoy कर रहे हैं?
क्या चल रहा नहीं? I think I've always felt नहीं. क्या चल रहा है? Of course I've got. अभी even if you don't want to see it, it's on your face, ना? क्या चल रहा है आजकल? But कुछ नहीं चल रहा होता है. हमको जो चलाना है वही चलता है. I just feel that you should be, you should definitely see. Like for me, I appreciate if somebody's done something wonderful, and if I feel, "Arey yaar, how did that person interpret it?" So for me, the excitement is to go to that person's mind to break down how did they do this.
Nice.
Than to just lift something
Copy
up.
it.
I'm too much of a prude to do that, I guess. I'll not be able to do that ever with anybody because that ownership is that person's. You know? It's like. But of course, arts and crafts, it's for everybody to kind of part with. But for me, I would appreciate that from the far, and I would just say, this is great. But that does not give me the license to take it and call it my own. I would not like it.
You're not someone who would do that.
Yeah, I would not. I'm not somebody who does that. So I don't watch anything when I'm choreographing. It has to come from, because I don't want anyone pointing, ye dekha, idhar se copy hua. I don't
also, like you said, you have to keep the actor in mind.
Yes. So that also, and yes, if I was doing a theatre piece, that too comes from a space where I'm like, like I do a lot of research even with my classical performers and classical dancers and the work they're doing, the staging they're doing, the formations they do. There's so much to learn constantly. Like I would see some guy dancing on streets, like Ganpati Visarjan for me is like an everyday fest. I see so many steps there. And there are such wonderful people who are doing this, like, whatever, they're in their trip. They're not choreographing then. It's instinctive, right? Instinct. So you kind of observe. I think silently you observe and you kind of interpret and you kind of mold it and then you present it.
Nice. Can a non-dancer become a dancer by learning? Either is if some people have the rhythm in their body. Hrithik Roshan has it. Tiger Shroff has it. We can see it. Some people don't have it. Can dance be taught to someone who doesn't have it in them?
Yeah. So there are a lot of non-dancers who also take dance classes.
Right.
But they may not necessarily be dancers, but they're doing it for themselves. Either they're doing it for their personal health reasons. Some people want to stay fit. There are also these Zumba classes which are like these cross-fit between dance and exercise aerobics. So to each his own. There are some people who are so shy. And they're not comfortable in their body. Some people may have body consciousness also, and they might say, "Nahi, mujhe nahi dance karna hai." For whatever those blockages are in their minds. But of course, we are all humans. We've got the same 2 feet, hands, body. We all are programmed to dance. Now, at what levels, whether you're a good dancer, great dancer, bad dancer, okay dancer, bathroom dancer, party dancer. It all depends
all
on that. But
depends,
I think that I mean, it's so much part of our culture also. No, we
Yeah,
break
yeah,
into
yeah,
a
yeah,
dance
yeah.
at any given
Any
point
given
in
point in time.
whether it's Navratri
Yeah,
or
whether it's
whether it's
wedding or
Ganpati. You see people dance, and it's also to each individual, you know, and their personality. If somebody is really not comfortable dancing, like, and they really can't do it, and they really don't want to do it,
yeah,
fine, of
fine,
course,
that's
they
fine.
can do something
Right,
else.
right. You know, when you when you watch, when you listen to music, you must be listening to different. What do you individually think of Bollywood music? Are you someone who enjoys it, listens in your free time, or you listen to all things in the world?
No, I don't listen to Bollywood music in my free time. But I
That's your work
party.
time.
Yeah, it's my work time
Right.
because, like, see, I don't listen to the songs after I've choreographed it,
Okay.
firstly. So I also enjoy songs which other choreographers have done.
Right.
Like, for instance, Gungru, I really enjoyed
Yeah, it's
listening to a
lovely.
lot.
Yeah.
Or even the war songs, the other song with Tiger and
Tiger and Hrithik, yeah.
Dugu. I really enjoyed those songs because I had not done it.
Ah.
And yeah, so I listen to them, but I listen to a lot of classical music,
Okay.
Indian classical music. I love to listen to world music. I like to listen to a lot of Indian folk music as well, and international artists. I love listening to that. I'm not such a huge fan of pop culture even
Okay.
abroad.
Okay.
But if there is a brilliant song, one of those brilliant songs, I like to listen to them. I'm not an R&B kind of a hip hop kind of a person. I'm a little more, you know, easy vibe, chill. I love to listen to Zakir Bhai's tabla, for that matter. You know, Shiv Hari Prasad Chauraj ji's flute,
Okay.
or ghazals. I love to listen to some of the lovely Pakistani singers
Yeah,
as
they're
well. I
lovely,
love to
yeah,
listen to all kinds of music.
Right. If I go through your phone, music on your phone, if you have time when you're going back to Shivaji Park today, what will we catch you listening?
Right now, I'm currently working on some projects where I need to listen to a lot of medleys. So I'm listening to some. I love R.D. Burman.
Yeah.
So I would listen to R.D. Burman, S.D.
Energetic,
Burman.
yeah.
That is what I would listen to.
Nice.
I would listen to all of Gulzar Saab's music.
Right. Super, super. Vaibhavi, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And like I said, when they took your name, I came running to the studio to talk
So
to you.
sweet.
Thank you so much. And you
Thank
keep
you.
doing this amazing work that you do that we all watch and enjoy.
Thank you,
And
Rohit.
you said you created right here. We're really lucky to be here with you.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure speaking to you and talking to you. I don't have that pleasure now to do so, but
Yeah.
I seldom get that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Rohit.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank you,
pleasure, and you
Vaibhavi.
look the same, by the way. आपके young होने का राज क्या है मुझे जानना है.
I try.
Okay, that's great. Hi, this is Vaibhavi Merchant, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hangama.